Oh, okay, well, now it's time to play a football game. I think the players are excited, the coaching staff's excited. I've been asked all week, how do I feel? Well, as a head coach, you deal with a lot of anxiety, but it's more of eagerness and enthusiasm than anything else. I think when you look at our football team, there's a lot of questions that haven't been answered. One is defensively. Brought in a new defensive coordinator, new defensive staff. Have a brand new defense. That's going to be interesting to watch that unfold. I think for any head coach, whether it's I've watched a lot of high school games this week, some professional games this week, and it's always the same thing opening day, ball security. You're worried about ball security. You're worried about mental errors, missed tackles on defense, how we keep our poise. You're worried about the return game, punt return, kickoff return, how we cover. How do we cover? I mean, all those things are a part of it. Situation football is a big part of opening day, as well as we have a new coaching staff. How will we communicate in a real football game? We had a walkthrough, but we haven't done it as a staff yet. So those things are concerns for all coaches, not just me sitting here, but I think all coaches going into the first game. These are the things you concern yourself with. But as the game plays out, you just coach the game. But going into it, those are the things you stress every day to your football team. That's been stressed to this football team. And the fact that most games are lost rather than won by errors. You watch it this week. You watch the favorite. Colorado State's supposed to be favorite. Hawaii comes to Colorado State. Before Colorado State can figure out what the score is, they're down almost 21 points. So, that's what's great about the game of football. As much as we think we know what's going to happen, we don't. That's why you play it. And so I think for us, it'll be fun to go out there and experience as a team. And then when the game starts, you got to adjust, and we figure out how we adjust, and we go play. Questions?
You mentioned defense, and what do you think has been put together here in the spring and the preseason? I mean, just what do you feel sort of in your gut about what you got on defense?
I think that we have some young, talented players on defense. We have some players that have some experience. Now, together, the thing on defense, especially in the back end and what we try to do with our front end, there's a lot of communication that has to be made. And so if that doesn't take place, you have errors. And, we're getting better. We were a lot better than we were in the spring, obviously, because we've played together now with the addition of some young guys. The last couple of practices, you could tell they had some confidence of talking. There's a lot of communication. Our defensive line doesn't sit still. I mean, there's a lot of movement. The backers have to be on the same page. If not, you have a blown gap assignment, and all of a sudden you get gashed for a run. Same way with the communication in the back end of the secondary. As the formations change, we can change as well. I mean, there's certain looks. So you have 5 guys back there. They all got to be on the same page. If one guy thinks it's one thing and the other guy thinks it's another thing, it's the old saying, we receive. That's never a good feeling. So all those things have to be played out, and then we'll figure that out as we play. I would have said personally, just from afar, watching him go about his business, that being united as Americans was very important for him. And him serving our country is important in the fact that my father served this country for 22 years and fought in 2 wars. And I know the importance of that freedom is never free. And what he went through says a lot about the man. And just to thank him for his service and what he's meant to a lot of Americans. Some may not agree with his political views, but I'm not even talking about that. I'm just talking about the man. And he was a guy, when I saw it on the news, I came home, I guess it was Sunday night, I would assume. I forget what night it was anyway. They said he was going to get treated anymore. And I told my wife, I said, you know, I need to reach out to him and maybe try to go see him. Sure enough, next day he passes away. So he was on my mind, and it's a shame that I never met him, you know, but just from afar watching him, I respected him.
What kind of grit do you think you've got at UTSA? And like, you know, you have an announcer quarterback.
Yeah.
You've got a number of unknowns there. What kind of feel do you have?
Well, when you look at them defensively, they return 6 starters. They got a powerful front, a defensive front. They played a 4-2-5, very strong in the middle with a lot of veteran presence. It'll be interesting to see how our offensive line handle these guys because, you know, they come off the ball. I mean, they strike you. They don't give up a lot of points. Only 18 last year. They were 5th ranked defense in the country last year. So. Coach Wilson has done a nice job. You know, this was a new program. I think it's, been in existence, 6, 7 years now, something like that? 8, okay. And he has done a fabulous job really coaching this football team. So defensively, you know, there's some concern. They play a lot of man-to-man. So they challenge the receivers at the line of scrimmage, figuring that, you know, you miss a deep throw, it's 2nd and 10. They get you in some bad downs. So you got to be able to move the ball on them. And they're going to play their system. They're not going to back down. It'll be interesting to see, you know, when these guys played them 2 years ago, Nikhil was a freshman, I believe, or something like that, and he had a pretty good day. It'll be interesting to see what they do with him. They allow him to play one-on-one all night. I anticipate that won't happen. That's just me as a coach. So we have to do some things to make sure that we can adjust to that if that happens. So there's some things offensively that we got to establish a line of scrimmage because these guys can make it hard on the quarterback. Well, I won't run in front of them. I won't. It's about the team. I'll speak to them before they pass Tillman, and I said it when I first took the job. If they play with his passion and his enthusiasm and his effort, they can live with the result of the game. And that's all you do. You prepare every week. Whatever you have in your body, you leave out on the football field, you can live with it. And that's what football is all about. It's not complicated. It's about playing for the guys on the sideline and in the huddle. You know, it's a player's game. It's not a coach's game. Coaches we don't play. And I've always said that. You know, I'll go out the tunnel with them, and you guys go. It's your football team. And I'm going to do everything in my power to help you win a football game. I'll make some calls, make some decisions for you, but I'm not going to play. They won't allow me to play anymore. I'm not worthy. I had my time. And I understand that. I always, coach, step aside. Let the players play. It's their game. You need to highlight those guys. You don't have to highlight me. I don't want to be highlighted. You know, I'm not one of those guys, and, you know, people are waiting. How's he going to act on the sideline? You're going to get tired of looking at me because I'm going to be very stoic. Look at the players. They're playing. Shouldn't come to me. Camera should never come to me. I see that when I watch football games, I say, why? And I get there's some great coaches that need to be on and all that, but I just say it's about the guys on the field. It's about the 22 guys playing. That's where the game's played, on the field. Don't take it away from those guys. Just keep it on them. You know, that's the important thing for me.
What are some signs you want to see from your team in the first week?
What are the signs?
Yeah, some of the things you want to see as they progress.
Well, I think how we compete. We made emphasis on that. How do you compete now? And really, it's about the standard you want to set as a football team. I've always said that. You know, there's certain teams that seem to always play well week in and week out. There's no lulls in their performance. They set a standard, and we've got to be able to do that. It starts with our first game. You know, how are we going to compete as a football team, as a unit, all 3 phases, and that's important. I think the conversations I've had with him, and I talk to him every day he's in the building, become more of a leader and voice your opinion when you see things, especially offensively. I mean, it's your offense. I mean, we built the offense around him. when I first took the job and Coach Likens decided to stay on, which I'm happy he did, I said we got to build around Manny. It's his offense. And we got to make sure we cater to what he likes. And we've been able to do that. So, you know, he's been through a lot. He's had a lot of different changes over on that side of the ball. And he's managed to stay above it and not say, woe is me. He just keeps playing, you know. So I enjoy the conversations I have with him. I see him every day when he comes up with Coach, and we always have a conversation about a lot of different things. But I'm very comfortable him being our quarterback, that's for sure.
What stood out to you the most about Likens, and what do you expect from him as an OC?
He'll be aggressive, and I told him I want him to be aggressive. You know, he's got a full vision of the players that are around him. What's great for him is he coaches receivers, so he knows that receiving core pretty well. He's had them in a room for a whole year, so he knows their strengths. With that being said, he's dealt with the quarterback now, but he's dealt with quarterbacks. As I said, he had Jared Goff at Cal. When I went up there and spoke to those guys, that's when I first kind of met Coach. And, you know, he has a full grasp of what he wants to do. He understands the system. He understands the communication between him and the quarterback, which is always critical. So that helps you, you know, when you get a guy that's been here, that knows it. Well, he has a lot of experience. He has some strengths and some qualities that we have to use to put him in position so he can make plays. And you like guys with experience. I mean, he'll walk into the stadium, it'll be very comfortable for him. It's not like it's new. You know, we got a bunch of guys going to walk out on that field on defense. They never walk in the stadium. It's new. And you can say what you want. It's just new. That's at every level. It's not just college. It's in pro football, too. It's new. How do they react? I wish I could tell you. I don't know. We'll find out. And then from there, you know, we play. We just continue to play. And I think that's what's so great about football. As much as we think we know, we don't know. You got to kick the ball off. Then you find out. And then you adjust. You know, the game of football is about adjusting. And once somebody gets hit in the mouth, you go, okay, how does that feel? It feels pretty good. Good. Then you play. It's a wonderful game. It's not hard to figure out. And you got to go play. And players have to make the plays that are required, okay? It boils down to that. It boils down to if they throw you the ball and you're open, you got to catch it. It's real simple. If you drop the ball, that's never good. If you fumble the ball, that's never good. All the things we talk about, and I've watched games this weekend, and you just watch it. I watched the Cardinals playing the Dallas Cowboys. I get it. It's a preseason game. Coach has done a fabulous job with the Cardinals. Dallas Cowboys had 8 turnovers. How are you going to win a game like that? That's professional football. That's professional football. That's not semi-pro. It's professional football. Those players' intentions are not to go out there and fumble the ball to turn the ball over. It just happens. It happens in opening games. It just happens, man. You see it. And I said, I don't want to be part of that. You guys don't want to be a part of that. Is it going to happen? Yeah, I say it. It's probably going to happen. Hopefully it happens to them more than it happens to us. You know, that's what you think about opening day because you don't know. I mean, everyone thinks they know. You don't know. You got to go play. That's what's fun about it.
Have you been pleased with the progression of playing full-time center for the first time and also being the leader of that offensive line?
I have, and I think that's going to extend his career beyond college, to be quite honest. It was a great move for him. It was great that we got Casey and we're able to do that. So you got a guy that's going to play the position for the next 2 years, which is good because that position is solid now. So he's excited. I mean, he's excited about playing. You know, so now all of a sudden it's his first time playing there too. You know, it's kind of like, okay, I played out. Now I got to go play center, and he's playing against a really good player. By the way, they've got a good front. Baker and Banks and Strong's number 54. He's powerful guys. So it's going to be interesting how he deals with that. We'll have a rotation in there. of a bunch of guys. You'll see defensively, there are probably 20-something guys will play. I don't know if it's over 20, but around that number, I would think, according to situations. And if we can get them in the game, depending what the other offense is running, if they're hurry up, then obviously we can't change personnel. But we're going to get a look. We're going to get a look at some guys. A couple guys will play the Tillman spot, and we'll see how it goes.
What is Evans' health status? Evan's health status coming into the week?
He should be, he's coming along. I mean, he should be ready to play, as far as we know, and we anticipate him playing. Yep.
Coach, how do you think it's going to feel to be back?
It'll feel like it always feels. I'm at home. I'm where I'm supposed to be. I've only stood or played on the football field for 30 years. That's not counting even college and high school. I'm very comfortable. I mean, it's kind of like just comfortable. That's the environment I grew up in. I don't know any other environment but the studio. But other than that, I've always been on the football field, and you don't lose sight of that. When you're away from it, you miss it. Did I miss it? Absolutely, I missed it. But I'll know where to stand, and I'll know what to do. I won't be lost. I won't be asking for help on my headset or asking the official, is it the first quarter or second quarter? I kind of can figure that out. I mean, I know what sideline we're on. I'm good. I laugh at it because it's like I've never done anything else. I mean, really, I haven't. I've always been on the football field, whether playing or coaching. So I know my way around that thing pretty good now. And it's going to be natural. It's going to be where I should be. And I'm fortunate enough to be the head coach here and honored to lead these guys. And I tell them all the time, it's the first thing I tell the teams at the end of every speech. Whatever I say to them before they go out, I tell them this: just go have fun. Just go have fun. Because if you don't have any joy playing this game, shame on us all. Just go have you some fun. That'll be the last thing they hear from me when they go out of that tunnel. What they hear before, I'm not going to tell you that because I don't even know what I'm going to say. But at the end, my words to them is go have fun. You get to play football. It's a wonderful game. Yes, he will. Day to day. Rennell probably. He's a guy with a lot of veteran experience. He's one of the captains, and I told him, they're going to have to match that defensive line of UTA, of San Antonio. It's kind of important that we match their strength. We match what they do. Because the game is going to be lost or won in the trenches. It always is. We always look at the people that catch the ball or run the ball or throw the ball. It starts inside with all those guys, I mean, you'll know early how the line of scrimmage is moving. Now, college football is a little bit different because they move the ball a lot in college. They just do. And that's something I got to get used to. I got to get used to that. I watch it on television sometimes and go, wow, that's just unbelievable. But that's what they do. They just do it. You see it in college football. I mean, Colorado and Hawaii, guy had 600 yards offense. NFL, that's 3 games. When you got a good defense, that's 1 game, 600 yards. It's like, how do you do that? How do you get 600 yards? But I got to just get, okay, leave it out. Don't get caught up in that. Score. Points. It's always about points. Offense is about possessions. How many possessions you have, and what do you do with those possessions? And defensively, when they move the ball, you better be really, really good in the red zone. And if you're good in the red zone, you got a chance. All right? Anybody else? Boy. All right. Thank you very much for showing up.